we are doing our Layers to Linda segment where you can send me any question, anything, no limit, no, you don't have to be very candid. It's anonymous. You can send me any questions. No one's gonna know you sent it. I'm gonna answer to the best of my abilities. I'll do everything possible to look at different aspects, but I'll definitely give you my honest opinion. So when you send me your comments, questions, whatever the case, understand I'm going to be as honest as possible. Okay, so the question for this week is, at a certain age, is dating harder because you already know what you want, and by making it known, by making it clear up front, may hurt you on a date? I don't think that dating is hard per se. I just think that people get a little slicker about their game. See, I want to break this question down into two. This is the thing. I don't know how effective it is to be mentioning all of these things that you want on a date. Because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. First of all, how many dates have you guys been on? Are you guys like, is this progressing into something deeper? Because my thing is, before I start putting all of these expectations and all of these things that I want and mentioning it on a date, I want to know where I want to even take this. Because my thing is this. Do you even know? Do you even know if you want to continue to entertain this person, you know, in the future or whatever? So, yeah, so one of them, so my first question would be, do you think that you're kind of putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on the person that you're on a date with? I know that you know what you want, and it's good to know what you want, but is it necessary to throw it all out there on a date? Nah, he don't need to know all your business anyway. The fuck, you're on a date. Like, you don't want to say everything. And my thing is, you don't want to say what you want and then scare him off. Because sometimes people may change their mind and shit. And maybe they're like, oh, well, you know, maybe I do. But don't put all of that. Just have a good fucking time. Just have a good time. Especially if this is the beginning, I don't think it's necessary to be having these conversations about what you want, like, because what if what you truly want is marriage? You're gonna talk about that with somebody that's like on a second date. However, let me not, if you meet somebody, you guys are really vibing and you're having like a conversation where it's like all night and you guys are comfortable and it comes up, then yeah. But I think what I'm getting from this question is more of like telling them what you want, like on a serious note. I wouldn't do all that like when I'm freshly, like, newly dating somebody. And also, so I wrote a few answers, and one of the things that I wrote was, by being so specific and so upfront like that, it's almost like saying, you better give it to me, as opposed to, this is what I'm looking for, but no pressure kind of thing. And and that pretty much, in essence, that's what I'm saying. I also, but if this is something you really want to know and you really want to get into, people like to talk. I'm not going to say a lot of people like to talk about themselves. So I would ask the question to even see if we match. Like, you know, maybe you putting, especially the way you're saying it, you know, a lot goes into communicating. For me, I would probably ask you first and see if we're, you know, just ask the question and see where they're at. You know what I mean? And then you kind of just decide for yourself if you even want to mention it. So to answer your question further, I think that dating at a certain age, and when you say certain age, I guess getting older, because you're saying that it's getting harder. I think dating can be easy and or hard at any age. I think that I don't even think it's an age thing. I think it's a positioning in life, like where they are. Because you could be early 20s, get married, and be cool forever until God calls on home. Or, you know, you might be playing the field till you're like 45, 50, and then you find somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that it comes with age. I think it's more of experience. I don't think dating becomes harder. I just think people become clear communicators, or they become too good where they play too many games because they want what they want. And this is where it gets funny when you're talking about telling the person you're dating what you want. I think there's a time and place for it. Like, I wouldn't mention in the very beginning, in the early stages of dating, because the thing is, again, you don't know if you even want to entertain this person in the future. You might go on a couple dates with them in the beginning and be like, oh yeah, they fly, la la, and then you're gonna, and then you date them a little longer and you're like, he's questionable, I don't know. And see, that's how I work. I gotta get to know the kinks before I even have that serious conversation. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. I know that a lot of us ladies are gonna be like, are you looking to date seriously? No, and then go. Listen, I think some guys say that they're kind of open because I feel by saying, yes, I'm looking for something, I think some women take it like, okay, it's me. No, he may say that he may be looking for something serious, a partner, or he's open, but I think a man will settle or a man will commit when he feels it right to him. It's great to have that conversation when the time is right. It's great to make things clear when the time is right. And when you feel like this is someone you want to take the distance. That's why I feel like dating is so important. And that whole what you want conversation, which is kind of like the relationship conversation, I think you should just wait just a little bit. Because you could go on a few dates with them and be like, next, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, to go back, I also think it's you're kind of putting pressure because you're kind of telling them, this is what I want from you. But you don't really know what you want from the person, especially because everybody's different. Or you may know what you want from them, but it may not be the way I think things with relationships develop as time goes. It's just like conversations will develop as time goes. So I don't want to say that is an age thing. I also think some may think it's harder because as you get older, so much has happened. There's so much behind the man and behind the woman, and in order to become serious with them, you have to know what the baggage is. Do you want to take on that baggage? You out here putting out expectations. You don't even know if you want to take the baggage. All you see is the beginning. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. That conversation about expectations, I personally don't know that I would rush into it like that, because think about it. There's a lot of other questions that I want to get into before I get into what I want or what I want from you. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, family. Like, there's a lot of things that you want to learn before you ask questions I call commitment questions. Because think about it. If all you want is a good time, are you really going to have that much conversation about having a good time? You're going to have a good fucking time. And you know what I mean. Fucking, smashing, hanging out, friends with benefits. Think about it. Do you guys really have deep ass conversations when it's just about kicking it, vibing, smashing, chilling, and that's it? Nah. You kind of just open about it and let that be that. You're talking about what I want. And to me, that seems like a commitment question. Don't scare nobody off. And this is the thing. If you don't take your time, right? If you don't take your time, then you're wasting your time. I would rather be satisfied knowing that I made the right decision based on all the knowledge I gathered than rushing into things and gaining old knowledge later, like learning stuff that you should have peeped, but you didn't because you're too busy trying to get what you want, because then you wasted time. And that's what I mean. Before you start having these conversations about what you want, age don't really matter. Age is nothing. I think it's experience and, and what people do with that experience. Because you could meet someone who's been married for 20 years, got divorced. He may want to play. You may meet somebody who was married for 20 years, got divorced. He may want another long ass relationship. You don't know. But you don't know the baggage. I like to know what's in my bag before I bring it in. You know what I'm saying? But that's my answer. So that's the answer to that. Is dating at a later at a you know, at a certain age harder because you're putting out your expectations? It's not harder. You just have to understand when to have that conversation about what you want and your expectations. I think it's about timing. I think it's about not putting unnecessary pressure. And I think it's about allowing things to happen as they happen. You may think you want something with this person and it turns out you don't. You may think, he's a joke, and then next thing you know, this is somebody you want to marry. So I think it's not an age, it's experience, and it's about timing. That's how I look at it. If you guys have a different answer, if you would approach it differently, let me know. There's definitely different answers to that, but I think it's the question is big because everyone's in a different situation at certain ages. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys have a different answer or something, let me know. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's my opinion. Hello. And that's it for your layers to Linda.